Hey everybody, Todd Connor here for my hashtag 3 in 3. I want to talk about the topic of how to run a great meeting. This is for anybody that runs meetings or is in meetings or has to attend meetings, which is all of us, and particularly for those who want to make meetings better. Why do we need this? Because we spend most of our time in meetings and most meetings are not well run. So what is a great meeting? I'm not going to talk about the substance of the meetings because that's a longer conversation, but I want to give 3 things that I think can help make any meeting better. And the reason meetings are bad is because they don't engage the audience. So number 1, start with a personal check-in. This can be quick. A question like, what's one word to describe your mood right now? A question like, how's your weather, right, is a metaphor for how you're feeling. A question like, what's one good thing that's happened and what's one thing that's been challenging? A personal best and a professional best. A quick check-in with whoever's in the meeting allows us to open the aperture. It forces people to talk versus most of us come into meetings like we're here to sit and listen to the leader. We don't want that. We want meetings where people are talking with each other. So forcing a personal check-in, and I think personal is better than professional. It allows us to sort of acknowledge, my kids are at home and it's challenging, or personally, I just got done making, chicken for the first time. Great, whatever. It allows us to talk personally. So that's number 1, start with a personal check-in. Number 2, assign roles for a meeting. You can assign timekeeper, you can assign facilitator. You can also assign more provocative roles. So, hey, who is going to shake this pen when we feel like we're on a tangent? Who is going to hold up the coffee cup and cheers every time that we acknowledge a celebration? Who is going to be the devil's advocate who ensures that we're not moving too fast? Who is going to be the champion to make sure that every voice gets heard? So whatever is the liability for your meetings, and teams are different. Some teams run the risk of someone always talking too much. Some teams run the risk of always being too skeptical. Create a role to be the counterweight to make sure that you don't fall into the pitfalls of what you usually do. If your team tends to micromanage, assign someone to be like, hey, you're the big picture person. So we want you to, throughout the meeting, force the team to be like, hey, let's zoom out and look at the big picture. So you can institutionalize sort of a remedy against what your teams do by accident by creating a role. Third thing, rate the meeting. At the end of every single meeting, how do we do on a scale of 1 to 10? And then also acknowledge any MVPs. So you end the meeting, you open the meeting with everyone talking, and you end the meeting with everyone giving a rating and giving a shout out for MVPs. What that does is that creates a culture of continuous improvement around meetings. So if you have a bad meeting, everyone dogs it, and then the next meeting gets better. If you want to learn more, there's a book called The Art of Gathering by Priya Parker. It's awesome. It's all about how to run great gatherings, which meetings are. It's a gathering. So we'll link to that and check her out. See ya.